Do you ever get tired of just having to try to keep up with my brilliance?
Hey, the cold never bothered me anyway. And
he is 95% beard.
Hum numma numma nunna, we've got a cajon.
There's a lot of wife beaters, and they're all wearing wife beater shirts.
Rufus Snow Right. There you go.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
Are we currently level?
You're completely leveled out.
Are you level?
No, not really. I'm not level.
Well, I don't mean personally. I just mean volume-wise.
Volume-wise, yeah, I'm fine.
You're level.
Yeah. Volume-wise, I'm fine. Personally, I'm not fine at all. Personally, I'm verklempt.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you remember the term verklempt?
Do I remember it?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar. I'm familiar with it.
This is one of those words that I remember, but I don't know where I remember it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that you might hear that you remember, I don't remember what I was watching this week, but they said, "Look at that ditch pig."
No way.
Episode.
No way.
They did.
Ditch pig.
Ditch pig.
That's some classic. That's a bit we used to do. White people racial slurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ditch pig is one of them.
Ditch pig is one of them.
So I was very offended at this show. So much so that I refused to even remember the name of it.
Really?
I don't remember.
Do you remember
what
the
I was
context in which they said ditch pig?
exactly like what I just said.
Really?
They're like, look at that ditch pig.
I mean, how else are you going to use the word ditch pig?
Right.
Really? You know? Was there a dirty...
There was a less than clean white woman involved.
Oh, God.
So
She was the ditch pig.
yeah.
Sexist disclaimer. My friend of mine just told me this thing that I think I remember this term, but I don't know if I did or not.
Is this Nebraska Roy?
No, it's not. Nebraska Roy is too sweet. He would never say this. HBIC. Do you know what an HBIC is?
No.
Head bitch in charge.
That's not that sexist.
Oh, it's a little bit. So it's like
I feel like that's something that a feminist would say.
maybe. Have they reclaimed bitch?
I'm sure they have.
Yeah, they reclaimed the other word.
Well, I'm sure they've reclaimed whatever they want.
Yeah, there's this
Those
whole
feminists,
They're good at reclaiming.
when they set their mind to something, doggone it, it's gonna happen. And that's actually the motto of the feminist movement.
Yeah.
Doggone it, it's gonna happen.
We don't know what.
Yeah.
We don't know when, but it will.
Those glass ceilings, they're just a shattering.
Coming down. That's sort of the motto of every movement in a way. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
You know?
Yeah.
I think I've probably mentioned this before. I drive by the Church of Scientology every day. And this is not a bit. This is true.
Yeah.
I do drive by it every day. And they have a van, and it says something can be done about it, and the "can" is underlined really boldly. And I always think, like, what do they need to get done? Like,
have you ever thought about stopping to get your reading done?
A lot. I've thought about it a lot. I thought about it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what they have to say.
I would too. I feel like about me in particular. Okay.
Just in general.
I feel like me. I feel like I'd be the guy. This is the reason I'd be scared to do it. I'd be scared that I'd be like, yeah, all right. What do we do now?
Or, and this would be an even more terrifying thing, if you went in and they just went, yeah, there's nothing we can do for you.
Not for you.
You're on your own.
Turns out I'm like the Scientologist devil.
Right.
Like, I'm like their Satan. Yeah.
We had to turn one away. I mean, just too far gone.
I mean, I do have a bachelor's in psychology.
I don't know how, but his reading was negative.
Off the charts negative. He broke the meter on the e-reader. Oh my gosh. This place I used to work had one of those.
Yeah.
It wasn't operational. Then again, I don't know how it operates, so perhaps it was.
Maybe it was just operating at zero.
It could have been. It could have been. It was this little little wooden box, and it had a lid that came off entirely. So you take the lid off, and basically it just had like a big. Being an audio person, it looked like a big VU meter.
Yeah.
To me, you know,
I've seen them
with a couple like things that you grab, and that's it. I mean,
well, it looks like
know?
One of those things that you see like old timey games from bars.
Yes.
Where it's like
Yes.
you put the quarter in and you grab the handle
You
and
squeeze.
it tells you like how good of a lover you are or something.
By how hard you can grip
Right.
this post.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you're a pretty good lover.
Yeah. Right.
Not
right.
red hot, but pretty good.
I like the grip strength thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that too, where you just you just wrench this thing as hard as you can, and that has something to do with, you know,
Yeah.
how you treat your family. I don't know.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah. It's kind of like phrenology in that way. Like, yeah, that follows.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Totally.
By the way, welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Welcome to Sushi Jackknife, you guys. Hi.
Hey,
It's good to see you all again.
what up?
Non-see you all again.
Yeah.
It's good to...
That's actually my favorite thing about podcasting.
the no-seeing part?
Yeah. I don't have to see anyone who listens to this.
No, you don't, ever.
I don't have to see the facial expressions they make when they hear my voice,
Right.
which I'm sure are just overjoyed.
Well,
Just jubilant facial expressions.
Every response we've ever had has been like a fervent, tearful, you know.
Yeah.
Just it's a come to Jesus, but it's a come to Nathan. Really.
There are a lot of tears when I meet people, just because they're so thankful for what I've done in their life.
What you've done for them personally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The personal growth that my things have spurred on, my words,
Right.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm like Dr. Phil, but I actually know something. That's right, Dr. Phil. I'm calling you out. You don't know anything.
You're like
You and your homespun wisdom.
homespun. You're like Dr. Phil with a little dash of, I don't know, someone that has magic like Mark Anthony. You know, a little flavor, a little salsa.
I'm like the David Copperfield of the podcasting
Basically,
world.
that's
how
it.
much magic I bring.
Yeah.
I could make just giant objects disappear.
Completely.
Yeah, with my words.
And about 100-person crew
Yeah.
of assistants. Right. And I've been here the whole time, just sort of nipping at your heels,
Yeah.
commenting on what you would say
I
and
know.
do.
Do you ever get tired of just having to try to keep up with my brilliance?
Honestly, yes.
Just trying to keep up with.
I am Iago to your Jafar. Yes.
Well, no, that's not a good comparison.
Why?
No one likes Jafar.
Oh, I'm
Everyone likes Iago.
shit. I'm Igor to your Frankenstein. Madness, descending into madness. I don't know.
If we're going to pick Disney,
Yeah.
it would be like, and I know this is another evil comparison, but I'll take it.
Okay.
I'm like Scar,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and you are like the Hyenas.
All of them.
Yeah,
I'm a collective.
yeah.
I like
You're
that.
like a collective of dopey hyenas.
Cool.
The worst hyenas that have ever existed.
Out of all the examples so far, I'm kind of okay with this one. It's like the hyena. It's the hyena Borg.
Yeah,
You know, they are one mind.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh. Each of those hyenas has a little chip in their head that connects them. Kind of like the dogs in Up.
Yeah.
You know, they can speak.
Now that's a good movie, right
Up
there.
is a good movie. Yes.
Your child,
Yes.
has he discovered these movies yet?
He hasn't seen Up. I'm glad you brought this up. He has 3 core films.
Okay.
There was a 4th, but it's fallen by the wayside.
What was the 4th? We'll start with
The 4th was Despicable Me, but then he got scared of the guy in Despicable Me, the main character, Steve Carell. Not Steve Carell, but
Steve Carell
Yes.
is terrifying.
right.
I don't know. Maybe I was the only one who watched The Office and saw it as a horror show, but it was pretty terrifying.
Psychological nightmare. So he's afraid of Steve Carell. He loves Frozen. Frozen is his god.
Everyone loves Frozen.
I do now too. It's crazy.
I have adults at work
Yeah.
who love, and childless adults at work who love Frozen.
No reason they should have seen this movie.
I haven't seen any of it.
Does anyone walk through your office doing these elaborate hand gestures and going, "Let it go, let it go"?
I did. Everett hates the movie Frozen.
Yeah.
So from time to time, when he's complaining about something, I have two go-to responses for him, because he also hates Taylor Swift.
Okay.
So the first go-to response is when he's complaining. I go, well, you know what they say. The hater's gonna hate. Just shake it off, man. Shake it off. Does not appreciate that at all.
I'm sure.
And then, of course, just singing "Let It Go" at him. He does not care for that either.
Everett, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. I hated that song, but in particular that song, before I saw the film. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, something about singing it 35 times in the last few weeks has really turned me around to it.
It's brainwashed you.
I think a little. Yeah, yeah. Hey, the cold never bothered me anyway.
There you go.
Just saying. I will say structurally, that movie, I mean, Disney's kind of known for this, but 3-act structure, bro, they got it down.
Well, I mean, they've been practicing that for a while.
A while. I mean, themes and such.
Yeah.
Little musical things that go in and out. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're
Plus,
pros.
there's a snowman.
Do you want to build a snowman?
All right, so let's move on to the other two movies.
Olaf is like... I'm sorry, I'm not moving on yet.
I'm aware.
Yeah. Olaf the snowman is this weird little... I mean, I think he's gay. He seems gay to me. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Wait, can snowmen be gay?
Sure. I mean...
Snowmen don't have sexual relations with other snowmen, do they?
Who
or snow women.
What? That's the thing. I don't think there are any snow women, so I think they're all gay. I think all snowmen are gay.
In this day and age,
right?
Shouldn't we really be calling them snow people? What's with the specific gender? I mean, that's a glass ceiling that those feminists need to...
Snow ceiling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ice ceiling.
No, snow ceiling. They're not made of ice.
You can't make a ceiling out of snow.
You can damn well try.
Well, it would be easy to break through.
You white, straight man.
They should just take the 3 seconds and break through that.
They should let it go.
You just stick your hand up through it, you're done.
Let it go.
All right.
I'm picturing... I just have to get this out of my head.
What?
Since all snowmen are gay because there are no snow women.
Not true.
I'm picturing...
Snow people.
Fine, snow people. Mm-hmm. All male.
Mm-hmm.
A Rufus Wayne Snow Wright concert where he plays a snow piano, talks about his art teacher.
What is wrong with you?
I'm just saying. I'm free associating a little bit here. Rufus Snow White? That doesn't work. Rufus Snow Wright. There you go.
There you go.
Rufus Snow Wright.
Yeah.
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh,
anyway, Inside Out.
Okay.
Loves Inside Out. We watched. He was sick this week, so normal TV restrictions went out the window. Because I'm pretty sensitive about how much TV he watches.
What's too much?
I mean, he can watch about an hour a day, and
that's not enough for one of those movies, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. We don't always get through one of those movies. I cut that off.
So he has no resolution to Frozen?
That he's seen 400 times?
Yeah.
I think he knows how it ends by now.
To be fair, though, if he watches TV like every other child I've ever been around, mm-hmm. he's probably only actually seen 15 to 20 minutes of the movie.
It's true. It's true. No, it's true, because they get this, they want to do the other thing.
Right.
Yeah.
He has no idea.
Right. I'm just sensitive about it. I don't want him to be a little tube head.
Understandable.
So, but this week he had strep throat, and so normal TV restrictions went out the window. He really just had a fever and couldn't do anything anyway. We watched Inside Out 5 times the other day.
Do you understand your emotions better than you used to?
I can anthropomorphize my emotions better than I used to. Inside Out is very good. That's another.
I haven't seen it.
It's great.
Either.
Oh, really? You haven't seen it?
I have no children. I have no reason to watch
Children's
these movies. I will watch Pixar movies, but that one I have not gotten.
There's a cult of Pixar.
Well, that's because Pixar's fantastic.
They are fantastic. They really are.
It's not a competition. When Pixar has a movie come out,
yeah.
Unless that movie is Cars 2.
I haven't seen Cars 2. There's a Cars 2?
Yeah. I made a fart noise about it. You might have just heard. It's going to be nominated for an Oscar.
Sure.
Best Animated Feature.
Right.
And you know why? Because they're great.
They are great. No, I totally agree.
Up, fantastic.
Up is great.
Toy Story 1, 2, or 3, amazing.
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo, fantastic again. Bugs Life, it happened.
Yeah, Bugs Life.
It was okay.
Yeah. Doesn't even
It was better than Ants.
Oh, yeah, Ants. Ants was not good. No, yeah, Inside Out is great. I would recommend watching it. Maybe not 100 times, but at least one time.
Mm-hmm.
And Cars. Cars is the other one. He realized. And Cars, to me, out of all those, is the one I like the most, actually.
Because of Larry the Cable Guy?
No.
I know that you're a sucker for anything Larry the Cable Guy is in.
I mean, no.
You can admit it. It's fine.
I'm not, though. I'm not.
No, you're...
Bill Engvall is my guy. Here's your sign.
Here is your sign.
Here is your sign.
That's a... I'm going to be honest. I've never seen any of Bill Engvall's stand-up, so I don't even understand what context that catchphrase is used in.
I gotta say, like, some people have a catchphrase, and then there's Bill Engvall, who just has a catchphrase.
That's all he has.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
And God bless him. More power to him, because he's made not an empire, but
he's gone a long ways.
A fiefdom on Here's Your Sign. I think the sign says stupid. I think that's what the sign reads.
Stupid is the sign.
Stupid is the sign. And he says, here's your sign. And that the sign says stupid on it. Right.
If he ever were to give up comedy, he could go into screen printing. And just call it Here's Your Sign.
Or you could work for the Department of Transportation. Oh, screen printing. Here's your sign.
Here's your sign.
Jeff Foxworthy, I've heard, before his massive success, I've heard that he was actually, a legitimately really good comedian.
Yeah. Well,
I don't hate Jeff Foxworthy.
It's
really
odd that we were talking about Jeff Foxworthy, because I was speaking about Jeff Foxworthy last weekend.
No.
Which is weird, because the number of times I address the fact that Jeff Foxworthy exists, very limited.
Sure.
Very limited. Lately, it's been slightly more, because he's a spokesperson for Golden Corral now, and so there are ads where he's talking about Golden Corral, which I think is a fantastic job of knowing your audience.
Yes.
Jeff Foxworthy fans and Golden Corral go hand in hand.
The marketing department on whatever end that figured that out, phenomenal.
If you can get NASCAR thrown in there somehow too, it's perfect.
And Skull. Colton.
But I was saying, even the bit he's best known for, the you might be a redneck thing.
Right.
It's not bad.
It's not a bad bit.
It's just that he did it over and over and over now for 30 plus years.
Right.
And after a while, it's not really a surprise or funny anymore. It's just like, okay, we know what's about to happen now. He just started talking about if...
Right.
If...
It's all in the cadence, too. If
you might be a
redneck. Yeah. It's great. I mean, and I've heard him do it sometimes and have laughed. There was a period where I was watching my son, of course, in the mornings. I'm the early person, so I get up early.
Right. You have early duty.
I have early duty because my wife is a sleeper inner. Anyway, I was listening to Pandora Clean Comedy, which is a mixed bag if there has ever been one.
Yeah,
because Foxworthy pops up on there, and I appreciated him. I really did. Seinfeld pops up on there.
Okay, that's
generally a clean. Gaffigan pops up on there.
Yeah, Brian Regan.
Regan pops. Yeah. Regan's great.
Yeah.
I didn't know Brian Regan before.
Yeah.
Clean Pandora. Mm-hmm. Then there's the Christian comics that somehow weeble in there.
Yeah,
not necessary. There's the guy who his whole bit is that he's really fat, and everything is about being fat. Like he goes camping, they tie the food up in the tree. He can't do that because he's got to get the food.
Right.
Bears be damned.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a strong joke right there.
It's very strong. So there's that. There's what's the other variety of clean comedy? I mean, there's just the guy who's like, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
I don't remember that guy's name, but that was his bit.
And then on the flip side is all of the comedy I listen to, which is very not... The last comedian I went and saw live was Michael Ian Black.
Nice.
And there was a nice extended 9-minute long bit about how Papa John from Papa John's is a creeper that will molest you. So that's the other side of the coin.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's
you got creepy Papa John bits over here, and you got when I camp, I eat food bits on the other side.
Right. I feel bad for that poor bastard. He's got a very annoying voice. Not Michael Ian Black, this guy whose name I can't recall. But yeah.
Oh.
Get the Frozen out of my head, dude.
I can't do anything about it.
I listened to music all day today.
Yeah.
We recorded 3 ensembles today.
And all of them were singing Let It Go.
I have had it happen, actually. You know, part of my job is recording these high school, middle school bands, choirs, orchestras, whatever. So I hear a lot of the same shit. So I know it's in the ether of like high school choral.
Yeah.
I know what's out there. You know, if I hear the same like pseudo South African hum numma 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 hum numma clap hum numma 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 we've got a cajon, you know, that kind of shit.
Yeah,
it all comes up in the same seasons,
right?
You know, it's the strangest thing. And the hymns, sure, you expect to hear the same hymns,
right?
Because who's writing hymns? It's the same hymns, you know. But like certain pieces come to prominence, and then it's like, and then there's always the group that has the backing track of the like whatever pop song is happening.
Wait, so they're just singing over?
Oh, it's the worst.
A backing?
It's the worst. It's a bad idea. I'm just saying.
So it sounds really good. Is what
It sounds
very natural.
We can get some pretty good recordings. Fucking awful. Oh, it's balls. It's horrid.
How many people come in and do sticks?
It's happened at least once.
Okay.
It happens. I'm okay with how much it happens, which is almost never.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was in band in high school, my marching band, the theme was sticks.
Yeah.
Which, of course, the big climactic song was Mr. Roboto.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Not fun. Not fun. Not fun at all. Walking and playing an instrument isn't fun. And doing it while it sticks is even worse. I just didn't know if anyone else was subjected to this, or if it was a unique experience that only I will ever have.
I think you're
Me
alone.
and 50 of my closest friends that I will never talk to again.
If I put a trumpet in your hands right now, do you think you could play your part?
Oh, I didn't play it while I was walking.
Really? You didn't play?
Why would I play? I'm busy roll stepping. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I want to get off the field and take off my stupid feathered hat.
We had a Bowie tribute this week, which was great. It was a compilation of Bowie stuff.
That's a good choice.
It was.
Bowie would be a good marching band choice.
Totally. Very melodic.
Yeah, but no. Sticks.
I also heard Michael Stipe sing on YouTube. He was on Fallon recently, and he did The Man Who Sold the World. Oh, my God.
I saw that, actually.
Did you see that?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw a little snippet.
Michael Stipe from REM.
Yeah.
He has a
big beard now.
Big beard.
Yeah.
And
he
is
95% beard now.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, it's like everything else just went away, and there's just a beard there singing with a piercing. He's got the piercing between the what do you call this part of your nose between your
middle
nostrils?
middle thing. Middle thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's called something.
No, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, the middle thing. He's got so it looks like a bowl thing. He's had that for a while, but yeah, I thought it was great. It was him and piano, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, but to be fair,
yeah.
Has he ever done anything that you don't think is great?
No, I love Michael Stipe. I love REM.
He could have walked out there and just squatted down and taken a dump on the stage.
Yeah.
Bowed and walked off, and you'd be like, it was the most brilliant thing.
I would say bravo, Michael Stipe.
I mean, I don't want to overstate this, but Michael Stipe poops like a champ. Just way better than everyone.
So cylindrical.
Yeah.
It's uncanny. There's no bumps in it at all. It's just...
But what I saw was good.
Yeah, did you like... Okay, you like what you saw?
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't ever really offend me either.
No.
He just... I do not hold him in the same light that you do.
He's a hero of mine.
And he is a person I know exists.
You know how much I love the Smiths also, right?
Yeah.
And Morrissey. This is the strangest...
Morrissey.
I know. This is the strangest thing ever, though. I was on a walk in the neighborhood here the other day.
And you saw Morrissey?
No, that would have been great. I found a pin of Morrissey lying on the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. And it's his face, and it says "This Charming Man," which is one of the Smith songs.
Right.
Big Smith songs. And I was like, that's completely insane. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. Who is listening to the Smiths? It's 2016. Who's listening to the Smiths day in and day out besides me?
Oh, people do it.
I guess they do.
The Smiths are still very big.
I love the Smiths.
And I can't say anything bad about the Smiths.
No, you shouldn't.
Just I don't ever want to be alone in a room with Morrissey.
I don't know. I watched an interview with him on Larry King. Larry King is doing like a web series now or something.
I saw this. Someone introduced Larry King to the internet.
Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
And he went, "What's this thing? I'm going to do a TV show."
Right.
So now the 900-year-old man has a TV show on the internet.
It's kind of great, right? It's kind of great. So, yeah, great interview with Morrissey on the Larry King internet show. Mm-hmm. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But would I have come away going, "Oh, Morrissey is a fantastic person," or would I have watched it and gone,
You would have gone, because you're you know?
It's one of those people, every time I hear him speak anywhere, I go, "Mugh." He's very confident that he is right about everything. He is very confident.
Okay. I could,
This is my diplomatic way of saying cocky. He's very confident.
You're saying he's a bit of a dick.
A bit confident.
Cockhammer. He's a little bit of a cockhammer.
He's confident. I'm sticking with it.
Thank you as my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you for being diplomatic about one of my heroes.
A turd man.
Oh, no.
A confident turd man.
A lot of my heroes, our heroes, everyone's heroes are dead. Lou Reed's dead.
Yeah.
Bowie's dead. Most of the Beatles, no, Ringo's still alive, isn't he? Half of the Beatles are dead.
2/3 of the relevant Beatles are dead.
2/3. How you figure 2/3? Oh,
yeah.
You don't count the ring.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's not relevant.
Oh, he is relevant. I disagree.
No.
As relevant? Maybe not, but he's relevant.
He's relevant in the same way that, like, the Monkees were relevant.
But no, they weren't relevant. Oh, I see your point.
He's
Well, as drummers go, I mean, I'll say this: as drummers go, Ringo had really cool ideas.
Yeah, no, he did.
Really cool ideas.
Just not as cool as anything that the other three would come
John
up
Paul
with.
or George came up with.
Yeah,
I think that's probably fair.
Yeah. Like, in the hierarchy of important members of the Beatles,
Right.
Ringo is so low, he's like 9th. The other members are on the list multiple times before they get to Ringo.
Like, George is both the treasurer and the secretary. Yeah. Ringo's like sanitation.
Right.
What you're saying? Okay.
They let Ringo take out the trash at the end of the meeting.
For the meetings. He gets the coffee for the meetings. Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised. Maybe this does exist. I wonder if it does. Do you think there's a Beatles-based religion at this point?
I would imagine
there has
so.
to be, right?
Maybe not officially, but I'm sure there's a cult. I mean, you did have the whole Manson family and the Helter Skelter thing.
That's a good point.
Not Beatles-based, but strong Beatles influence.
Right, and ties towards... Yes, yeah, that's true.
I mean, they did expect a race war because of the Beatles for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Helter Skelter... Yeah.
That's what it was all about?
He thought it was about an oncoming race war.
No way.
Fun fact, though.
Okay.
Charles Manson was insane. So.
Right, yeah. Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elvis has sort of a pseudo-religious following.
Yes.
You know.
Well, I have compared people going to Graceland to Mecca.
Yes, you have. That's true.
Yeah.
No one prays towards Graceland as far as I know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Not officially, but I bet you could find a handful of people that know what direction to look.
to look towards Graceland.
Yeah.
From here, it would be west, generally.
Okay.
Memphis is west of here.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Yeah. Should we do that right now? Should we pray west?
Is that west?
Fuck, I don't know.
Okay,
sure.
see, we aren't part of the religion, clearly.
Yeah, I guess
we
not.
don't know.
We're not a Velveteer.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Velvet Elvis. There's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room.
I don't know what any of this is.
Do you know the song Walking in Memphis?
No.
Mark Cohen? You don't know this song?
No.
Holy shit. You need to know this song. This is a great song. 90s. This guy, Mark Cohen, has the perfect beard and the perfect near mullet of any piano player in the 1990s. He has this one huge song, Walking in Memphis. I thought it was Bruce Hornsby for years. I got it wrong. It's a fair comparison.
Right.
He's a piano playing guy with he's a white dude with like a sort of soulful voice. Kind of a Michael McDonald.
There you go.
Type,
okay.
You know? Yeah. Mark Cohen, Walking in Memphis.
Yeah.
Great song.
Yeah.
But do I really feel the way? What is it? There's a bit. He's playing the piano at this old place, and Muriel is playing piano, and I can't remember what Muriel that refers to. Every character in it is a Memphis person, right? And then she says, "Son, are you a Christian child?" And he says, "Ma'am, I am tonight, walking in Memphis." Anyway, you need to listen to this song.
Well, you've really sold it.
I mean, it's a cheese dog of a song in some ways.
It sounds like in many ways.
Well,
it might be.
But if you love Memphis as much as I do,
I have driven through Memphis 4 times.
Okay, and you survived, so
that good. Doesn't mean I love Memphis. It just means that.
Have you ever stopped?
Yeah.
You gotten out, smelled the smell of the Mississippi.
I ate some ribs there one time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, you're from Kansas City. I mean,
the ribs were good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Memphis has good barbecue.
Cool.
Just not brisket.
Well, who does?
Kansas City.
Besides Kansas City.
Texas.
Sure. Well, yeah.
The Midwest.
I don't know if most Southern people, besides Texans, know what to do with a brisket. I don't.
I had brisket from Jack's
here in town
this last week.
Yeah. How was it?
They didn't know what to do with it.
Oh no!
Like it wasn't bad, but like they chopped it up like it was pulled pork.
Oh really? They shredded it.
You slice brisket.
Yeah, I know that.
Slice it.
I even know that.
It was all like minced up.
Yeah, weird. They do that with chickens too sometimes.
Yeah, it was weird.
The thing I don't like about that, sometimes you run across a little chicken vein, weirds me out.
Yeah, man. Been there.
Chicken vein.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Really? You never seen chicken vein?
Chicken veins? No.
Okay.
No.
Well, we've gone clearly off topic.
What was the topic? Did we have a topic?
No, but it wasn't chicken veins.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a good chance that my brain is just being influenced tonight by some sort of cosmic rays or something. I'm on another planet.
Well, what planet would you say you're on?
Zorthoid.
Zorthoid.
Are you familiar?
No.
It's west of the Zebulon Nebula.
You're pointing, again, this direction for west.
Left. Yeah, west
Well,
is
my
generally... Right. You're right, my left. Right. My left is generally west.
Uh-huh.
That's how I'm cosmically oriented.
I think that's north.
No, it's well, okay, it's north in terms of
direction,
earthen cardinal direction.
Right.
In terms of cosmic direction, it's west. It's space west. There's Earth west and space west. You following me?
I'm still just trying to figure out which direction is actually west.
Well, that's space west.
I'm playing a game in my head where I think about where the nearest highways are at. And go.
No. You're thinking all wrong. You got to think about the nebulas. Where are the nebulas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I need to carry a compass with me.
No, you don't need to do that.
Like one of those, you open it up and look at the needle compasses, you know?
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I need one of those.
What is
because
that?
One of these days I'm going to get lost and not know where to go.
Just remember that space west is always left.
See, I feel like that's really bad navigation advice, but at the same time, Google Maps always tries to take me on the highway wherever I go.
Right.
Even if it's right down the street. So I don't know how to get anywhere anymore.
Yeah, they've got, their crystals aren't calibrated right in Google, so it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem for everyone.
Yeah.
Space West sounds like a pretty damn good cartoon with like cowboys in space. Just saying.
Not a good one.
Not a good one, just a one that exists.
It also sounds like the name of an 80s album.
Yeah, Space West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of a specific band that would be performing this album, but it could apply to pretty much anyone.
It could be a Police record.
Yeah.
They do just about anything.
Yeah. Oh, the Police.
Don't get you started.
Oh, the Police. I just don't get it with the Police.
You don't get why people like them? Or?
Love them.
Love them. Okay.
I get why people like them.
Yeah.
I don't get... I saw them on their reunion tour. I've mentioned this before.
You did? No, I don't remember this.
Yeah.
You did?
My friend worked at a radio station.
Okay.
Had free tickets.
Yeah.
I went because Elvis Costello was the opener.
Ooh.
Which, fun fact, Elvis Costello opening in an arena, not a good choice.
Yeah.
Not arena-style music.
No.
Doesn't work.
I could see that.
Yeah. It was just very awkward. No one was listening. Anyway.
No one was listening to Elvis
I was like
Costello?
the only one listening to Elvis Costello.
Wow.
But the arena was sold out for the Police.
Yeah, sure.
Did
Did they play Walking on the Moon?
I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, any of their hits they played.
Yeah.
That's it.
I like the Police.
But do you love the Police?
I don't love the Police. I could love the Police if they hadn't been kind of stuck up their own asses all those years.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like, I like the songs I've heard.
Yeah.
Don't love any of the songs I've heard. I own a Police record.
Yeah. Which one?
I think I have Synchronicity.
Good choice. I would have been comfortable with any choice, but yeah.
Well, how many did they have?
4, maybe?
3 or 4?
3 or 4, something like that. There's Zendata Mondata.
Yeah. I know I don't have that one.
Material World? Is that one? Or is that Synchronicity? I don't know.
I don't know.
There are spirits.
I just don't understand how they are big enough that a 30,000, maybe not 30,000, it's probably 20,000 seat arena was sold out for them.
I get it. I mean, a lot of it. Some of those people were there just to see if the fight would break out on stage.
Well, and I hoped it didn't. It didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Also, nothing makes me sadder than seeing a person who is a successful musician in his own right, playing guitar in a skeleton t-shirt like he's, a 20-year-old, but he's really, 60-something.
You talking about Andy Summers?
Yeah. He bummed me out pretty hard.
Oh, no. Was he just he looked like he was trying to reclaim his youth the whole time? Oh, no. Poor guy.
And that went away a long time ago.
Yeah.
At that point it had.
Yeah.
And now it's way gone, because that was years ago now.
I feel like they were in their 30s when they got big, because Sting had been a kindergarten teacher, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, maybe late 20s, I don't know, but yeah, they had careers and stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, I love Stuart Copeland's drumming.
Yeah.
But real jerk, apparently.
Wow.
If you listen to some people. Summers seems like the most amenable person in that band.
Probably. That's probably correct.
Yeah. The rare guitar player who just plays guitar in a 3-person band,
and, and is content doing so.
Yeah. He's like, I've got my delays.
Yeah.
They're all set up. When we hit the chord, he goes, pop, 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 pop. Isn't that great? Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah. Now, where's my skeleton t-shirt?
Where is it?
It glowed in the dark. If I
It was given
correctly.
to me by Mick Jones. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, this blew my mind this week. Johnny.
Yeah.
Get ready for another impressive Johnny story.
Have we given enough background
to know? That's a good point. Johnny is a friend of mine who I work with.
And the single most impressive
human being.
If the Dos Equis man was 50 years younger
and 30 pounds lighter,
he is Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the most interesting man in the world.
He is. He is half French and half Italian. The best of Europe. Mm-hmm. He tastes amazing. If you were to taste him,
I'll take your word for it.
He would taste like garlic and butter.
That seems right.
Garlic butter.
Yeah.
The essence of French, the essence of Italian. Mm-hmm. So he has this beautiful skin and this nice hair, dark eyes. He can repair anything.
Yeah.
He drives an old BMW. Great.
Right.
He plays multiple instruments.
Yeah.
Has a myriad collection of them. So he has guitars from
an upsettingly large collection of them.
Very upsetting to you, in fact.
Yeah.
I've moved past it.
Well, that's because you're used to it.
Yeah.
It's just every time I see a guitar that is owned by him, it's another, like, oh, and this is a 1920 Gibson, and there were only 3 made ever.
Not an exaggeration, really.
So, bye.
He's got a Gibson from the 20s, or maybe it's the 30s. Either way, he's got a Gibson from the 40s. A lot of Gibsons, actually.
Yeah.
He's got lots of nice Fenders, lots of different stuff. He's a collector.
I have an Epiphone from 2007.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I have like a 2000 Stratocaster from Mexico.
So, not to brag, but my collection's pretty impressive as well.
Right. So this is Johnny. Okay. Johnny has a girlfriend. Johnny's girlfriend's folks I meet because they want to see where we work, etc. Showing them around. Turns out, girlfriend's dad, he's English. Mother is American. Dad roadied for the Clash.
Of course he did.
No, but wait. At one point. Not for very long, but he did. He roadied for the Clash.
Right.
Huge for me. Huge Clash fan.
Right.
R.E.M., the Smiths, the Clash, the Pixies. These are my bands. He roadied for the Clash. He knew about their personalities.
Right.
Joe Strummer, no surprises. He was a little on edge.
Really?
Yeah. He was a little nervous. Little on edge. Maybe not nervous is the right word. I'm sure he was in his own head.
Right.
Quite a bit.
I'm going to go ahead and say that this is the least surprising thing I've heard all day.
Topperhead and the drummer. Mm-hmm. No one needs to guess there. The man got kicked out of the band for doing lots of heroin.
Yeah.
Paul Simon, bass player. Cool. Mick Jones was the best of them. The guitar player. The best. Who went on to form Big Audio Dynamite, bands like that, which I also like. Yeah, no real surprises.
Right.
But just to be a step closer to the Clash. Oh,
right.
Amazing. Maybe the greatest band ever, besides the Beatles, of course.
Right.
In my book.
I kind of expected it to even be bigger than that.
That's not a big story. Just
No, I was like half expecting it to be, and so I met Johnny's girlfriend's parents.
Oh, right.
Anyway, what happened was the guy gave Johnny a treasure map. It was only half complete, but he had to go find the other half. So, anyway, he's breaking into the United Nations later.
Right.
So,
yeah, no big deal. Yeah.
like it would not even be that surprising if this was a thing I was told.
He's so impressive, and he could do all of that while smoking European cigarettes.
Of course,
and looking very, very stylish and very fit.
That's true.
It's all there.
It sounds like you have like a man crush on Johnny Lowe.
It sounds like that, but I don't.
It sounds like it.
It sounds like it, but I don't. I did drink a lot one time at a work Christmas party.
Mm-hmm. And then you cuddled?
No cuddling, because it wouldn't be consensual. It's one-sided. But I did remark that he was pretty. Yeah. So there's that.
Yeah.
That's out there. And now I have a coworker who won't let me live it down. She's like, next when you guys get a chance, I want to take you down to Church Street. Church Street, for those who don't know, is where all the gay bars are in Nashville. So kind of ironic, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Johnny would go and be completely at ease in the situation.
He probably would. Yeah. Yes.
Wouldn't even faze him.
And I'd be panicked. I'd be like, yeah.
Because nothing panics.
And a lot of people there would be interested, I think. That's great. That's funny. There's a race in the background. It's starting to distract me a little bit. You hear that?
When I was driving down your street to get here today,
right,
I was just shocked by the number of cars that were driving like 20 miles an hour.
Right.
Which is insanely slow around here. And then it's like as soon as I parked and got out, it was like Fast and the Furious started happening around your house.
It's true. It's
all
true.
Of a sudden, everyone's driving 130. And it sounds like it now. It's just...
Yeah. I hate to represent the South in this way, but I do live within walking distance of a racetrack.
Yeah. That racetrack's really fun to drive by on race day, though.
Why?
Have you never driven by on race day and seen the crowd?
Oh, it's huge, right?
Well, it's... I'm not remarking on the size as much as the grouping of people who arrive there.
You're saying it's a real diversity fest.
There's a lot of wife beaters, and they're all wearing wife beater shirts. It's a lot of tattoos, American tattoos, American themed tattoos.
That's good.
Specifically,
I'm into that. Positivity in our time.
Lot of canned beer.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of canned beer.
A lot of blue cans, light blue cans.
Yeah. It's not a group of people I would hang out with.
You're saying that it's not there's no book clubs.
Well, I mean, there might be, but they're just reading Dale Earnhardt biographies.
That's what I was going to say.
That's it.
We should bring that up to the girls for their next book club assignment.
Dale Earnhardt biography?
Dale Earnhardt biography. Go ahead and order 3 copies.
Let's
jump on that Amazon.
I gotta find the best one here.
Okay. Do you think the best Dale Earnhardt biography?
Yeah.
Wait, is there an autobiography? Because that...
No, he couldn't write.
So there's a band, Dale Earnhardt Jr. I think they dropped the Dale Earnhardt part. I think they're now just called Junior or something.
I wonder if they got sued.
I wonder if they did too, or if they just wussed out. I want to know.
Let's see.
What happened? That was a good name. It was clever.
It is, but I could see them getting sued very easily.
Yeah, as could I. I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Let's see. At the altar of speed.
What?
At the Altar of Speed, the fast life and tragic death of Dale Earnhardt.
Oh my God. The Altar of Speed?
Yeah, it's written by the person who wrote, of course, you'll be familiar with this. A Minute, The Center of Two Worlds, about former NBA center Manute Bol, and Jim Calhoun, Dare to Dream.
So that's like if we got those 3 books together, that's a good idea?
Yeah, well, definitely.
Okay.
Let's see. Here's a review here. 4 out of 5. As a racing fan and having worked with Dale, it was really interesting to read this rags to riches story. Unfortunately, the book was written due to the tragic death of one of the greatest racers ever. So there you go.
There you go.
It sounds great.
It's all great.
We will suggest that for a book club.
For the Wives Book Club. Then they can talk about how we suggested that.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter what book is.
No, I think the book gets an honorable mention.
This is how I figure it goes. And I mean, I know from my wife what she says about it. They talk about the book on the way to wherever they're going.
Oh.
And then proceed to spend the rest of the time complaining about us.
I'm fine with that. I mean, we need to be complained about at some level.
I mean, as long as they're complaining to other people.
Attention is attention.
If I don't have to hear the complaining or address right. any of the issues, like if the issues are just, told to someone else and then I get to ignore them, we're good.
I'll also say what seems to happen is they reach a consensus that they all generally have the same problems.
Yeah.
And so that kind of takes the pressure off of you and I.
Yeah.
It's more of a general couples problem,
right.
Excuse me, than it is a you or a me problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, that's just the way things go.
So they might as well read about Dale Earnhardt.
They might
because the conversation will be the following. Hey, did you read the book? Yeah. What'd you think of the book? Oh, it was okay. So anyway, Justin did this thing the other day.
And it was amazing. I hope he does it again.
He pooped in the floor and said he was being Michael Stipe, and it made no sense.
And then he went to play the piano. But he ended up just playing 2 notes right next to each other and screaming for hours. Yeah. That, honestly, the second part of that could happen.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me.
If I got stuck on 2 notes for long enough, I could...
Which 2 notes?
Like C and D, and they're right next to each other.
Well, that's really awful. This is the worst thing that's ever happened on this show. I hate every second of what I'm doing.
That was by Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
It was just my interpretation.
I mean, it's a pretty accurate interpretation.
You can find the tabs for that online.
It's pretty spot on to every single thing she's ever written. So
it's it's one of those things. I don't want to ever offend John Lennon.
Well, he's dead. You can't offend him.
I don't want to offend his soul, spirit, etherness.
Yeah. I mean, he's dead though, so you can say whatever you want about him.
He's dust in the ground.
Yeah.
Is he dust in the wind?
He has decomposed at this point for sure.
1980 he was killed?
Yeah.
That was 34 years ago?
Yeah. Well, that's not right.
It's 30-something years ago?
Well, it's 2016.
I'm 31.
Yeah.
I was born in 84.
I really think you're thinking way too hard about
Okay.
this.
He's dust.
At 36.
36.
Years.
Really?
1980 to 2016.
36 years.
Would not be 34 years for sure.
How does that work out? Then how am I 31? I'm sorry, I'm very confused right now.
When is your birthday?
October 27th, 1984.
Okay. Have we crossed over your birthday yet?
No.
So at that point,
yes,
you will be how old?
32.
Okay. And it will be
It'll be 2017.
No, it'll still be 2016.
Yes.
So then,
oh,
add 4 years to that.
I'm there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm there.
Okay.
No, I'm there. Yeah.
We'll work on subtraction later.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, I have my flashcards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I see you have.
I've pulled the manuscript.
Yeah.
For those who may have not heard the last few episodes, we have been recounting the near-death experience of one Ricky Randolph, a former Georgia Department of Corrections correctional officer. Still redundant.
Ricky Randolph.
Don't know why they haven't changed that.
I'm Ricky Randolph. That's how he sounds.
I ask you to do your best country bumpkin voice, and you won't do it, and then you do that?
That's how I imagine Ricky Randolph in real life speaks. That's not.
I'm just saying.
That's not the Ricky Randolph I'm portraying.
Okay.
But real Ricky Randolph. Oh, I'm Ricky Randolph.
Can I give you one note on that?
I'm going to Waffle House.
To have a near-death experience.
Yeah.
Can I give you one note on that?
You can, but I'm going to ignore it.
Well, that's fine. I just need to say it.
You're not my director.
I understand. I'm going to give you the note anyway.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
It's a little too optimistic for me.
No, he's a very excited person.
I don't know about that.
He died and then came back.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
To life.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about pre-experience.
Oh, no, this is current day Ricky Randolph.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not
back then it was just, I'm Ricky Randolph.
See, that's more...
Ho-hum.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
But now he's come back, so it's, I'm Ricky Randolph.
Are we not doing the prequel here? We're doing the...
No, this is current day Ricky Randolph.
But we've passed the
I'm going to get a biscuit.
He's not getting a biscuit.
I'm eating biscuits all day.
You can't get a biscuit at the fucking Waffle House, Nathan.
No, he's skipping Waffle House. He's going to the biscuit store. Biscuits for days.
This is really falling apart for me. Why don't you just read this shit?
No.
Okay, just read this. This is part 4. Mm-hmm. Part 4. Asshole.
All right. Part 4. The miracle that happened.
I think we read some of this already.
Did I?
Yeah.
How far did I go?
I don't know.
No, I haven't.
You read some of this.
No, take a hike.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Part 2 is the long part.
We'll recap, by the way.
Recap, please.
When we last spoke to Ricky, he had entered the atmosphere of the Earth again.
Yes.
After being in heaven?
Something? There's a big door?
Heaven?
Heavenish?
And he was choking on his own blood.
Right. Oh, yes. Right.
As does happen.
Real cliffhanger.
Part 4. The miracle that happened. I managed to roll onto my stomach. The pain was all I could bear. I looked at the sky and saw the sun was lower than I remembered. Not my first thought in that scenario. Moving along. I looked at my watch. It was 5:30. My only thoughts were how I could get help. I noticed my rifle was not far from me, still attached to the rope I had tied around my waist.
He didn't explain that before.
No. Why did he have a rifle tied to him?
/ a rope around his waist.
What's happening here?
There's a big gap in this.
Okay, so...
narrative.
He fell.
Yep.
Choked on his own blood.
Mm-hmm.
His gun is still tied to his waist, like it was when he left his house that day.
So this bastard tied a rope to himself, including the gun in it, and then fell off a cliff?
That's what it sounds like.
Then he fell off the cliff?
Yeah. Here's a question I have.
Yeah.
If you fall off a cliff and die,
right,
with a rifle tied to your waist, when you go to heaven... was it heaven?
It was heavenish. Heavenish.
Does the rifle go with you, or does it stay on Earth?
I think anything that is right against your body goes with you.
So if it hadn't been tied,
right,
it might have fallen out of his hand. He gets no gun.
Right.
But now there's an armed maniac walking around heaven.
Heavenish.
Yeah. Wherever he was.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what the narrative is telling us.
All right.
Yeah.
I noticed my rifle was not far from me, still attached to the rope I had tied around my waist. I began pulling it toward me. I managed to grab hold of the barrel and pulled it up to me. I fired a shot about every 10 minutes, hoping someone would come. It was getting late, and I knew I would not make it much longer, so I began crawling on my stomach, pulling myself with the stock of my rifle. Man, it's a good thing he tied that to his waist. He's used it a lot. I managed to crawl up a trail that ran down to the river. As I crawled and crawled, the pain was so great I passed out many times.
Wait a minute. He's crawling because his legs don't work? Is that what we're to take?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. The first 3 parts were much clearer.
I agree. This part is disorganized.
Yeah. This is when he should remember things.
Right.
I knew, though, I had to make it at least to where I could be found. I hoped. I looked out in front of me and saw the road I lived on through the trees. I could hear sounds in the distance. Yes, thank you, God, I thought to myself. He's calling himself God, if I'm not mistaken.
Due to the context clues in that sentence?
Yeah.
Yes.
I finally found myself at the road and began a feeble cry for help.
Help! Help!
More feeble. Also, you don't sound like Ricky Randolph.
Help! Help!
Okay, there we go.
Help! Help!
I was too exhausted, though, and just lay there in the road. My father-in-law was returning from work and found me lying in the road. It's all right, I heard him say. Help is on the way.
Help!
So his father-in-law liked him.
I guess.
Because, I mean, it would have been really easy at that point to go, let me see that rifle that's tied to your waist.
My father-in-law? Possible.
Yeah. That was the last I remembered, until I saw the lights inside the ER. A doctor stood at my feet. Can you feel this? He said.
No!
Feel what? I asked. He had been sticking my feet and legs. I was paralyzed!
Oh, no.
I
think your intonation was a little off there. Intonation's not the right word. Your delivery.
Is the tone not correct?
The tone should be a little...
I was paralyzed!
No, it's up, more. Was
paralyzed!
You're at Disneyland. You're on the...
Paralyzed!
Precipice of a roller coaster.
There we go.
Go ahead, let it go.
Paralyzed!
Let it go. Very good. All right.
We cannot help you here, son, he said. We are sending you by ambulance to a hospital that can handle your injuries.
Reasonable.
Whether from the pain or medication, I was out like a light. The next afternoon, I awoke to find 2 doctors standing at the foot of my hospital bed. They introduced themselves as my attending physicians and proceeded to explain to me I must undergo surgery at once.
I'm Dr. Balzerag. This is Dr. Sidenstops. We're going to perform your surgery, boy.
Very good. Very good. The bones in my back that were broken were putting pressure on my spinal nerve, causing paralysis. Then I heard the warning I had heard before. Do not let them perform surgery, or you will never walk again. As you might recall from previous episodes, that warning came from God?
Goddish?
God? We think it's God?
Goddish.
We don't really know where he went.
Yeah. Heavenish.
Wouldn't it be a big shock if it turns out Ricky was a terrible person and he was in hell? And Satan told him this just so he would be paralyzed.
So his legs would be fucked up forever. Yeah.
I understood completely, but I knew they would not. I told them I must see my wife and daughter first. My wife arrived with my daughter shortly after the doctor's visit.
Hello.
I told her what they had said. She advised me that I must realize they were doing what was necessary to help me. I didn't know how to tell her what I had experienced. I tried to tell her it was my belief that I should not be operated on. Although she disagreed, she honored my wishes.
Oh, good. She sounded like
a good wife.
She sounded like a real Judas there for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the doctors returned and I told them of my decision, they were very upset. I listened to lecture after lecture. Okay, one of them said. If you never want to walk again, that's up to you. Then they left. Snarky doctors.
Very snarky.
Whew.
That
night, I lay upon my bed and wept sorely. Wept sorely?
It hurts to weep.
Was I insane? What was I doing? The hellhounds began to bark.
Well, that was foreboding. Holy moly. Still going. Lots of hellhounds. Lot of hellhounds. The hellhounds.
All right.
I think the hellhounds have passed.
All right. That night, I lay up on my bed and wept sorely. Was I insane? What was I doing? A light began to fill my room. You will be well, I heard a voice say. Then it was gone. I composed myself and dozed off to sleep. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. Years into decades. Decades into centuries. Centuries into whatever comes after a century.
Eons?
It just kept going and going and going forever. Then one morning I felt a tingling in my feet. I was overcome with joy. I told the nurse I wanted to get up and walk. She stared at me and said, "We'll see." I knew I was healed without a doubt. The nurse put a call into my doctor, and the next morning he stopped by. "So you think you can walk?" he said. "Yes," I replied. "Well, we'll see." A few hours later, I was taken down to the physical therapy room. They carried me down and raised me up to a vertical position. The nurse helped me in front of a set of parallel bars. I gripped the bars and placed my feet firmly on the floor. 1 step. 2 steps. "My God, he's walking," the nurse said to the nurse who had brought me down. A lot of nurses talking there. The next few days were hard. I took many trips to physical therapy and had numerous x-rays done per my doctor's orders. My wife and family were all amazed, yet I knew. I had been told. The rest had to be true as well. My doctor was more amazed when he found no bones pressing on my spinal nerve. I use his quote, "This is not normal. It seems a higher power has done for you what we were going to try and correct with surgery. I have never seen anything like this before." End quote. He also wrote out end quote. I just want to notate.
END? QUOTE?
Yeah, he wrote end quote.
Interesting.
Instead of just
closing
the quote.
Closing the quotations.
Since that day, my life has changed, and I've been able to help others in ways I never dreamed.
Sexually.
I wanted to share this with all, as it is what has led me onward in my quest for truth and biscuits, because I love biscuits.
The end?
There's a quote here from Oliver Goldsmith, not relevant to the story.
I read it.
That's not relevant.
Just.
This isn't Ricky Randolph. I just want that on the record.
It's on the record.
Death, when unmasked, shows us a friendly face and is a terror only at a distance.
Well, that closes that chapter.
End quote. End quote.
End quote. Wow. How do we feel about this whole Ricky Randolph thing?
Man, dude loves some biscuits.
Dude, yeah, well, there's obviously that.
I can't believe he ended it with that whole thing. But.
Yeah, it came up. It all came back around to the biscuits.
It's a very scattered story.
Yeah.
And not the most reliable source of, I was going to say religious information, but I'm going to scratch that and just put information.
Information.
And I want to know why he had a gun tied to his waist.
I
Is
do
this
too.
a common thing? Do people do this? I don't have guns. I don't play with guns. I've never had a reason to tie a gun to my waist.
Would you ever lash a gun to some other part of your body? I don't think so.
I don't have a gun. I had a BB gun as a kid. Never tied it to anything.
Just shoot your eye out.
I did not.
Oh.
Not one time.
You defied statistics.
And I also barely shot it because it's kind of boring.
Yeah, after a while. I had a BB gun as well.
It's like, well,
yeah, after a while.
There's a hole in that aluminum can now.
You upgrade to the pellet gun?
Nah.
No, I never did.
Care enough to do
never
that.
did. I had a pellet gun.
Yeah, but you grew up in the gun-friendly South.
Oh, yeah, I did. I might as well have been neighbors with Ricky Randolph.
Mm-hmm. And I grew up in a suburb of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Which is not as gun-friendly.
Not as many places to go shoot the guns.
No.
Yeah.
No. So.
I mean, I had throwing knives.
We had steak knives. And I could have thrown them.
But you didn't.
I didn't do that.
I had little adjustable weights on my throwing knives to even them out. I used to throw them at trees.
Were you good?
I was all right. Actually, no, I was terrible. I was pretty good with a hatchet, though. You ever throw a hatchet?
No. Why would I have thrown a hatchet? I don't know if we even had a hatchet. I have one now.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
You don't use it at all? You never use your hatchet?
No, why would I? No.
You don't have anything to hatch?
No.
No?
I don't. I tried using it to remove a bush.
Yeah.
I got like partway through and then went, I'll just get my chainsaw.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's categorically the best. Well, we're done with Ricky Randolph.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't...
Do you feel...
satisfied?
Yeah.
No. Actually, I don't. I was hoping for more. I was hoping there'd be some revelation type material in there. Mm-hmm. Something for all of us.
Yeah. What I got from that story is sometimes when you go to heaven, God's like, hey, don't trust doctors.
And that's pretty much the end of it, yeah. It's like nothing really profound came out of that. He received a message.
These doctors are dingleberries. You don't want to trust them.
Yeah.
Signed, God. End quote.
Yeah, guys, you can email us. It's sushijackknife@gmail.com. There are 2 Ks in jackknife.
And 4 Gs in Gmail.
That's not true.
I mean, it might be a little true.
It's exaggerated, and I'm uncomfortable with your level of exaggerations. In the world of the Twitter, there's at Badlands Badly, which is Nathan, and at Justin Elcroft, which is me.
Yes.
There is a at Sushi Jackknife as well, which is more important. Mm-hmm. Nathan also does a wonderful podcast with his wonderful wife called Coupling.
You're using wonderful.
It's wonderful.
Very loosely.
It's a wonderful show.
There is an adequate podcast with my surprisingly okay wife.
Your surprisingly adequate wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Adequate wife? Adequate life.
No!
Sushi Jackknife!
Sushi Jackknife!
Play us out. Play us out.
Come on, Yoko. All right, my ears are bleeding enough now.
This is a test. This is a test.
I wonder if that will pick up on my microphone.
The keyboard? Oh,
Yeah.
it will. It totally
Are you picking
will.
it up? Are you
Do it
hearing
again.
it when I do
it
it?
again. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of that. Great. Okay.